I seen somewhere, I think on an interview that you and your wife or you and your family almost got separated because of you poured so much time into music.
Yeah, we got divorced. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, so we legit separated. I was still in Missouri. Stuff was like moving, going in a great direction. Up there, I became like a big fish in a small pond. And then, but my home life was a mess. Like, I'm talking about like just a mess. Not that we was like, we never did like a bunch of the like yelling, fussing, and cussing, but it just went silent. You know what I'm saying? It was like there was no talking, nothing. And then like, she was just like, yo, I'm over this. And I'm like, the arrogance, like, well, fine, like type of thing. And so I let her walk out, which was like the worst decision like I ever made in my life. And so just doing that process, like, being alone, like people scattering, when stuff wasn't going on, because everybody wanted to be around with like, we got shows, we downtown in the middle of the, city, like doing shows, 500, 600, we doing big theaters, like all of that stuff, New Year's Eve show, all that, everybody around. But then when it wasn't nothing, I noticed like, oh shoot, like nobody's here at the house. It's just me in this house with my little dog. Oh, okay. And so, man, I just, I moved back. I moved back and I started doing the work on myself. And then pandemic hit, by the grace of God, like we was able to, figure it out from there. But it was
I had to.
Yeah, well, not even. We weren't together. We were divorced by then.
But y'all was in separate houses and everything?
Everything.
Oh, dang.
So she left 2018, June 2018, and we didn't like start working on our, like, we got divorced 2019, and 2020 we got a son, so we got to stay in communication. So 2020, like right before the pandemic, it's like February, like right before the pandemic. We had just a hard conversation, and she was like, yo, why can't we figure this out? She never gave up on me. Like, she just never gave up on me. She was like, nah, we put too much into this to just give, like, she let me, like, she gave me the space, and, that was able to, like, allow God to just work on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, me work on me, God work on me. And then, we were able to get it right.
Yeah. That's dope, man. I always like to see like dudes that have a solid foundation but behind them, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That you can see why they are successful, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even like with my favorite rapper, Nip, right? I feel like once Lauren came in the picture, it changed everything for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really think that that foundation of a strong woman or just a good woman, you know what I mean, in your corner is pivotal for you. Because now you so focused on what you got to do. Yeah. You ain't got time to be fucking off with your friends, with other chicks. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely. Like, I got to get this shit done because I got to get back to the crib and you more focused. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
My wife got me reading this book, man. I think it's slowly changing me.
Yeah.
It's called Cry Like a Man.
Oh, man.
You read that?
No, but, I'm going to get that book this week now because you said it. So I love Mr. Jason Wilson.
Yes.
I listen to his interviews. I watch it, like all of his stuff. I love that book. Or him. I haven't read the book. But I thought about it the other day. I was driving home. I was like, man, I need to go get that book. I haven't, like, had a book that I was just reading like that in a minute. I was like, I need to go get that one. And so you saying it is a confirmation. I gotta go get it now.
I've never heard of the guy, never know his background. My wife was like, she heard this on the interview. She was like, you should read this. And every night I like to read, you know what I mean? As a kid, I didn't read that much, you know what I'm saying? I was always just hooping. But now as an adult, I'm like, I need to start reading more. And she was just like, here, this is a good book I heard about. Yeah. And when I tell you, I've been glued.
Ooh,
just reading. Yes,
man. I gotta get it.
I'm just like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I definitely, if I can, definitely want to have you on the podcast, Mr. Jason Wilson. But I was just like, are you talking about going through something?
Yeah.
Man, he done been through everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm on the section where him talking about going from music, because he was a DJ at one point, and now him still pursuing music, but they got a child and he got a wife, and him just trying to figure that whole thing out. I was like, man, he is It's dope. The book is dope. I recommend it. You know what I'm saying?
I recommend
it.
Yeah, that was confirmation. I'm going to get it. I gotta go get it now. I have to.
Golly, man. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2020, you and your wife figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get to a good point, and then you go back into music, or you never stopped?
No, I never stopped. I stopped for like a couple months, right? So I was, when I moved back, I was just like wilding out. Like I'm in the city, I'm just wilding. And there was a moment where I was at my brother's house, and I'm drunk, I'm high, and I'm like slumped in the chair, and I'm like, but I'm conscious in my mind, and I just like, Jay, what are you doing? This ain't even you. Like, what are you doing? And right there, I cut stuff off. I stopped going out. And I just locked in and really started working on myself. So that's like August 2019. And then by the time February comes, I'm like, my faith walk is like back where it needs to be. I'm ready to hear what my wife has, like not just like listen, but I'm like ready to like really hear what she has to say. And so at that same time, my music is like shifting again, right? So I'm in the house by myself and I'm just like cooking up. Like making beats. I did this thing where I'm gonna make a song a day, whether it comes out or not, but I'm gonna like make a song a day, make the beat, right, like everything, record it, mix it, everything. And so I'm in that process, and as I'm doing it, like I'm being changed by the stuff I'm listening to, like what I'm reading. I was reading a book that I actually heard Nip mention called The Way of the Superior Man. Changed my life. That book, and then As a Man Thinketh. I'm reading both of those. And it's like just shaping me in my Bible. Like I'm back in, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm back in church before the pandemic. And, it gave way for me to be able to, I created a project called Pray for the Homies, which is like that's my passion project, like my favorite album I've ever done. And it was birthed because of what happened with the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And it was just like a dope saying I said to myself. I was like, oh, man, I'm gonna pray for the homies. So I hopped on IG and I just like said a prayer. I don't even do stuff like that. Like if you go through my IG, I don't put my faith on people. I don't do none of that. But it was just, I felt led to do that, and I did it. And like people, like response was crazy, and I just felt God be like, yo, make a song now. And then when I made the song, I put the song out, and it was like, okay, now them songs you've been making, here, take this one, take that one, put them together. And now you gotta pray for the homies. And so I put that out. And by that time, me and my wife were like actively like really working on our on getting back together, on our friendship first. We were working on being friends. Mm-hmm. And it went from there. And then a couple months later, I made what a lot of people consider my best project, Focus Your Aim, Empty the Clip. Yeah. And so I did 2 albums.
That's a dope title, man.
Yeah, it came from The Punisher, the show.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's like a Marvel show, but the Punisher character, like his energy, he was like getting revenge for like somebody killed his family, and he was like, and I just tweeted it one day, like, focus your aim, empty the clip, meaning like set a goal and go get it, like until like whenever, and my producer Leo Disney Da Vinci now is what he goes by, but he was like, yo, that's an album title, and so we just went to work and knocked it out in 2 weeks.
Thank you for tapping in with us. In order to see more clips like this, check out this video here or check out this one here.